I've judged your kitchens, I've judged your bedrooms, and I've judged your children. Now it's time for me to judge your favorite celebrities and their homes. Today's victim, RuPaul, whose house was recently featured by Architectural Digest.
Sachet
I cannot
away.
wait for this one.
Hello, I'm RuPaul, and
Oh my god, this entryway is fabulous. Normally, I do not go for pastels because pastels are just boring and they feel way too feminine and way too soft for me, but the way that they did in this entryway is killer. I approve. Bilal Rahman approves. Oh, hold on. Let's talk about the disco balls. The disco balls are fabulous. I love disco balls. I love the reflective element that they have. I feel like they add so much energy into a space. And he has like, how many?
love to dance. And you know, when I was coming up,
Oh my god, he has so many. The entire ceiling is covered in them.
Cocktails, dancing. Doesn't
I
happen
love it.
anymore.
I
So
love
we
it.
decided we needed
That
to
fireplace
disco
behind him is
in
absolutely
our house.
insane.
And
Like
this is
that
it.
Hollywood
26
Regency,
disco balls up
26
there. And
26 disco balls. Oh my god, this is so spectacular. Like, I would have such a fucking party in here. I need
at
this.
the end down there
Incredible.
is Hollywood Regency, Dorothy
Oh yeah,
Draper.
this fireplace is so pretty. The Hollywood Regency style, I love. I feel like it's the perfect mix of like traditional and glamour.
Many of my favorite disco
Very
artists.
nice.
Some were not so disco, but they're
All of these like framed black and white portraits of like all these artists and singers and designers and all this stuff that RuPaul has going on these walls. It's incredible. These are all very strong, impactful people, and I feel like this really sets the tone for his house and what he stands for, so it really speaks to him. I think Martin Lawrence Bullard is his designer, just based on this room. He hasn't said it yet, but I can just gauge from the design that is who designed this house, and Martin Lawrence always does a really amazing job of bringing in a lot of personal touches into his designs.
and inspire us to dance and move around. This table here can be moved at any time. It's on wheels.
These chairs are not it. Like, you had me until I saw these chairs. These chairs feel really like out of place. I'm not loving it. The fabric on them looks like a tree trunk. Like, it has this kind of wood grain texture to it, which I feel like is so not what this house is. I personally wouldn't have chosen this. I think the shape of them is interesting, but the fabric is a no-go from me.
So the idea is to have people over for a little nosh, and then move the
nosh?
table out of the way,
Have people over for a nosh.
and then have a daytime disco right in this very room. I love.
Oh yeah,
love,
this
love
room is
this
spectacular.
room. It may be my favorite, but don't hold me to that. Now this is
Okay. All right. This is no. This is no. The kitchen is fabulous. I love the cabinets. The floor is killer. I would have done that 1,000 times over. I love the stone. I love everything else in the space. The fabric on those bar stools is like grandma. It is truly grandma. The floral print with the tufting and the orange, it's just not it. Like, the rest of the space feels like an Hermes store. It feels very high fashion, very like wow and glamorous. And then these bar stools feel like they're like Holly Homemaker. We're not, no.
is our kitchen. Again, it's very
The range is
bold.
fabulous.
This is a stove that is.
I'm
made
sure that
by a
range
French
cost him
company
100 grand.
called Rock on You. And orange is my favorite color. You're going to see a lot of orange in this house. I love these lighting fixtures right here because they remind me of those underwater scuba gear from the 19. I
Very
don't know,
cool. The light fixtures are not all that. They're
just beautiful.
I feel like I've seen them before, but
Love
okay.
the finish.
Oh, this is really cool. I love how they did the inlay of the white with the black wood. The black wood, I love the texture of it. The white is smoother, very cool. The polished brass is an interesting choice. Not a lot of people go polished anymore. A lot of people want that matte gold, so I'm glad that they went polished because I feel like it sticks to that Hollywood Regency kind of style.
And
So it's a yes.
Black and white.
I'm
Yeah,
a
you-
whore for a concealed refrigerator. You know this. If the refrigerator is hidden with the paneling and it looks like it's the cabinetry, it's just elevated to the max. I love it when kitchens have that.
Yeah, you see a lot of that in the house too. The floors are painted
floors are
and
really cool.
stained in black and white, and it just makes me
Very,
happy.
very, very cool.
And if you can't be happy in your own home, how the hell are you going to be happy anywhere else?
Very beautiful.
Luck on you!
Ooh, this room is cool. So this dining room is like an extension of the kitchen, which I love that they continue the same flooring and they continue that kind of orange accent into the next room. The wallpaper is fabulous. I love the shape of the room. I love the doors. All of that is fucking killer. Like, this is a 10 out of 10 for me. What I do not love, ever, and this is a designer thing, every designer is going to tell you this differently, but for me, never set the table if you're not having guests. I feel like when the table is set with the napkins and the plates and you're not having guests come over, it looks like you're living in a store. It does not look like you're living in a house. So maybe they just did it for the Architectural Digest shoot, but I hope that it's not set like this on a day-to-day basis, because I think that it actually takes away from the room and from the table and the chairs and everything else.
Breakfast nook is so fabulous. So much light, so
beautiful.
much life.
The light fixture is really cool.
I tend to gravitate here, because it's right next to the kitchen. I love this wallpaper. And these chairs, these are designed by another really important 30s female designer, Frances Elkins. This light fixture here actually belonged to Yves Saint Laurent.
Oh my gosh, so this light fixture, he said, belonged to Yves Saint Laurent. I love that. I think for him it is perfect, because he is such a fashion person and he has so much inspiration from fashion that having things that belong to fashion designers in his space is a perfect reflection.
This is such a fabulous room. I mean, there's so many places to have a meal in this house, but the whole house is designed around community.
Stunning. I love the exaggerated floral on the table. I think that it's really, really pretty.
You just replace one of the words with a dirty word, like poop, right? Poops, I did it again.
Okay, but I do have to comment on one thing, and it's not the house, it's his outfit. RuPaul is known for fashion and known for going over the top and being this exaggerated, fashionable person. Why is he giving us this tour in pajamas and like no glamour? Why? I feel like this was the moment. Like, you're walking us through this glamorous house, like, bring RuPaul to the show.
You get the picture.
Yes.
This is what we...
Yes. The outdoor space, so far, out of everything I've seen, other than the discos, this is my favorite. I love the paint treatment that they did. I feel like it looks like a tent, even though it's just paint. The black and white stripe is a timeless look. It's never gonna go out of style. You know that any project I do has black and white. I do not love the chairs. I feel like so far what I'm seeing is a trend of bad fabric choices. I feel like the fabric is just not the best choice, and that's okay. Not every designer is, great at everything, but I think that the fabric choices could have been better for the space, especially because I feel like they are taking away from the rest of the fabulousness as opposed to adding or enhancing the design.
We call our dining pavilion. Now, it was inspired by an Elizabeth Taylor film called Boom.
Inspired by an Elizabeth Taylor film. Makes sense.
But she used a room similar to this as her card room. Boom was...
I love the fact that they did artwork outside. That is something that a lot of people don't do, and it's an opportunity that is missed by a lot of people because they're afraid to put art outside. But do it. It makes a huge difference.
And color and bold statements. This may not be for everybody, but it's perfect for us. In fact, okay, I'm gonna go
I can't stop staring at these fucking pajamas. RuPaul. RuPaul. I mean, come on. You have a closet the size of a mansion. Like, you could have... Oh, there's an ad. Let's talk about this office. This office is fabulous. I love the fucking orange walls. I love the exaggerated tone of it. It feels like an Hermes box. This is what I was expecting. Here's where you're losing me. This ultra traditional furniture. This is not RuPaul. Like, RuPaul it's this kind of timeless glamour. It's not this like very old, dated grandma furniture. I don't know why these selections were made and then they were paired with like a Moroccan accent table and the lamp no offense, it looks like it's from Home Goods, but all the offense because the rug, fabulous. I love it. The rest, questionable. But those awards, do you see how many awards are on those shelves? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, bitch. That's what I'm talking about. Success. Success.
And it reminds me of an office that Joan Collins would enjoy. When I was 34.
Oh no, this furniture is just not it.
Orange was my favorite color because of the way it makes me feel. So I implore all of you out there watching to find...
I love the beautiful desk accessories, and I noticed that a lot with celebrity offices. Like, they really have the most beautiful things sitting on their desks and the matching pens and pencils. It really makes the room. Oh, yes. Oh,
Now, this
yes.
is my
Okay. Y'all see this big ass fucking closet? Do you see this huge closet? You can run laps in this closet and like lose weight by the time you come back from one end to the other. But he chose to wear pajamas for this. I'm not going to let it go because all of these fabulous clothes and you chose pajamas. Like, bad decision, RuPaul.
walk-in men's closet.
This is his men's closet.
And turned it into my closet, and I've got everything in here. It's
Y'all heard that? He took 2 bedrooms to turn it into a closet, and we got pajamas. That's what we got.
Even Little Johns are documented right here in this very room. It's very emotional for me.
The stone is fabulous. Again, with this ugly ass fabric on these chairs. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Right, I bought that, this little boutique in France. It is one of my favorite places because I love color and I love clothes. So
obviously, he likes colorful fabrics and cool fabrics. I mean, look at his clothes. The fabric selection throughout the entire house so far has been terrible. Like, I am truly disappointed in the fabric selection.
Listen, if you're going to be on this planet, why not be happy? Why not live in a place that makes you happy?
Oh, that bitch needs a nose job real bad.
This piece in particular is special because it's a sewing box, and it was owned by the one and only Anne Margaret. Which is pretty special.
I love the pieces that he has in his house that tell a story. I think it's really important for him.
Covered in black agatha, which is a Brazilian stone, and it's huge. One piece of black agatha.
One piece.
She sounds familiar.
To get one seamless slab on an island that big is near impossible. So the fact that they did it, good job. Good. I love the outdoor space with the columns. That is killer. I love. Part of my design aesthetic is always that kind of more traditional curly column, molding on the walls, that kind of aesthetic. And I love how they took it and made it modern. That's the perfect mix.
And have a show up there or project a movie up there. It's all about being able to
being rich enough to have a fucking stage on top of your pool to have a show in your backyard. I wish.
Stay in one place and enjoy where we are. Also, if you see at the very top of this hill,
any house in California just has like the best landscaping. Like they just have the perfect climate for these pretty flowers and shit. Like I love it. Love.
Really comfortable, not fussy, easy breezy. But it's also pretty decadent. It's very Pompeii.
The tile on the pool I would have maybe not chosen, but it's okay.
Now, this here is the office workspace. This is the
what a pretty office
of my operation. I love just the mix between
I love the leopard walls with the leopard fabric on the curtains. I think that that's really cool that they continued it through and through. Fireplace is fabulous. Lighting is insane. That's all great. I like that they have a bar inside their office. I think that that kind of brings a whole different energy to the workspace. It's really cool and really fun.
This is our living room.
Oh, this room is fabulous. This is the first fabric selection I have seen that I actually like. This, good job, Martin. You got it. You one out of 10. But no, the fabric choice in here is really fucking good. The rug is killer. The molding on the walls continues that kind of Hollywood Regency look that we saw in the first room. I love the scale of the ceiling and the doors and the arches that go all the way to the top. That traditional lighting really works in the space. Yes, this space is, so far, this is actually my favorite. The jewel tones that they've used throughout the entire space, this emerald green, this kind of like burnt orange color, this plum color, it's really beautiful. The colors work really well together.
Martin Lawrence Bullard.
Oh, he just confirmed. It's Martin Lawrence Bullard. I knew it. I think Martin Lawrence Bullard is his designer. Martin Lawrence actually did like Kylie Jenner's house and all these other famous people's houses. I think he did Cher's house. So he's done a lot of like high profile clientele throughout the years.
Now, Martin was inspired by great lady designers of the 30s and 40s, like Dorothy Draper and Elsie DeWolf.
So the inspiration for the house was designers from the 30s and 40s who were female. Okay.
Jewel tones, which I love. So much light coming in here. And of course, you see
the natural light in this room really is like spectacular. I mean, I haven't seen any other room in his house that has this much natural light.
Around LA, we wanted to go more of the classic, and that's why this room is so lovely and so beautiful.
Ugh.
This house.
Could you imagine throwing a fucking party in here? Like, what? If I was entertaining in this house, I don't think I would ever leave. Like, this space is so beautiful. Every corner of this house so far has been like a photograph moment. Like, you could do an entire photo shoot in this entire space.
I work here in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is a company town. So this house needed to work for me.
It is very LA. It makes sense.
Office space.
Ooh, I don't like how the office opens into that living room. I really think that this is like a note for you guys. Separate your workspace from any other space in your house. The energy in that room where you're working is going to be completely different from a room where you're entertaining or a room where you're sleeping. And you really don't want to mix those energies because then you're really never clocked out and you really need your relaxation. So avoid doing this unless I can't tell from the video if there's a door that can like slide closed or separate the two spaces. But if there's not and it's open like this, big no-no.
Are very tall, so we needed some place that had tall ceilings, and this fits the bill.
Oh, yes,
Yes.
This is something that Martin has done in previous projects. I think he specifically did it in Kylie Jenner's house, in her old house. This like chrome silver treatment that he does on the ceiling. I think it's a wallpaper if I'm not mistaken, but I really love what it does to the room. It creates this reflection and the room looks like it's double the height than it actually is. It is really, really stunning. The floor in here is great. I love the floors throughout the house and how they've done so much geometric patterning with the floors, because so many of us just take like one kind of floor and run it through the entire space and call it a day, but they've really taken time to come up with certain geometric patterns or details on the flooring by mixing materials, and I think it's really, really good. This closet is insane. This is like a department store and like a really nice fucking
right
department
here.
store,
This
not just
is
like a
the
normal
mother
one.
lode. This is the drag archives.
The
Jewelry,
drag
shoes,
archives.
Gowns, you name
Wow.
it. It's all right here. In fact, some things, I'm looking at these cuff bracelets here that I've had since 19.
I wonder how much like this entire wardrobe is worth. I mean, I'm sure his wardrobe is probably worth like millions and millions of dollars. There's no way it's anything less.
Together just last week. It's pretty
wild.
amazing. It's kind of like a museum, but even better,
It
as I
is a
said
museum.
earlier,
It
this
really
is a
is.
working house. So I was in drag last night shooting, and you know, it makes it so easy to just come down here and find exactly what I'm looking for.
Wow.
Couldn't be easier.
The details on all the doors is like the reversal of what they did in the kitchen, and I think it's like so beautiful how it's connected to the rest of the
Mirrors
space.
there, makeup, everything is right there. Jewels
Love.
in here, shoes, gowns.
Imagine
Look
getting
at
ready in this
these
closet, like-
chandeliers. Look at these beautiful light fixtures.
My God.
It makes you want to be as beautiful as they are. So, you know, you come down here and you want to make.
I like that they did mannequins in the closet. I think that really elevated it and made it feel like a department store, which is
But
really
I don't
cool.
advise that.
But, you know, we don't have space in our closets to do that, so maybe one day.
So listen, we've been throughout the whole house. I'm gonna say it. This is my favorite room. You know, the
RuPaul has said that this is my favorite room in the past like 5 rooms. So I think at this point, he's in love with the entire house. That's what I got. The architecture of the house really is spectacular. Like, it has really good
Well,
bones.
thanks for stopping by. You're welcome anytime. Psych.
Okay, so now that I've seen the entire space, ultimately I can say I would probably give this entire house an 8 out of 10. I think that the architecture was fabulous. I think many of the choices were over the top and perfect for RuPaul, perfect for the style, the Hollywood Regency aspect. Loved all of the black and white. I love the pops of color. The jewel tones were killer. Fabric choice, absolutely not. There has been a lot of pieces throughout this house that I've looked at that I feel were almost, they felt like an afterthought, and they didn't feel like they were something that was meant to be wow in the room, which that's okay, but some of the fabrics just had nothing to do with the rest of the house. The lighting, I was truthfully fucking disappointed in the lighting, because RuPaul is somebody who is so glamorous and over the top. You would expect all of the lighting in his house to be like a jewelry piece or like a work of art. Many of the light fixtures that I saw were not. Many of the light fixtures were very basic, and like the 2 pendants he had hanging above his island in his kitchen. I mean, I feel like I have seen those time and time again, and to be honest with you, if you told me those were from Anthropologie, I would fucking believe you. Like, that's just not not it. The bar stool fabric was terrible. I like that they went with orange. I think that that's very different, and a lot of people are scared of orange, so that's not something that you see very often. But I think that it ultimately works for this space and for this house. So that is a yes. The outside area was insane. I think entertaining in that house is probably a blast of a time. I mean, that stage on top of the pool, like, how many people really have that in their house, you know? Ultimately, I think the house was great, and there's many things I would change, including those pajamas, RuPaul. I mean, that was a letdown in itself. I could barely fucking focus on the interior because I was staring at those damn pajamas the entire time. Let me know down below what you thought of RuPaul's house and who you want me to review next. I've kept myself away from normally commenting on people's houses, but you guys have begged for this, and so here we are. You're gonna get the raw, unfiltered version, and you're gonna get the commentary as it is. So until next time, remember to elevate everyday experiences. This has been your favorite luxury interior designer. Now get the fuck out of here.